harmonies. Walk in rain. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Share a rose, come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Please rise in body or spirit for come, come, whoever you are, number 188.
Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come.
Please remain standing and join me in the words of our covenant found on our screen. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its call. Let this be our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love and to help one another. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life journey, you are welcome here. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life journey, you are welcome here. I am Jim Curley, one of the many lay ministers at this church, and I get to serve today as the worship leader of this caring, curious, and ever-evolving congregation. It is good to be here. Wherever you are, whoever you love, wherever you are on your life journey, you are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Please be seated. This whole church is a choir. Welcome to worship. It is so good to be with you this morning in person and online. My name is Bevan Tulk, and I serve as the worship associate of this music-loving, children-embracing congregation. We are here to support each other on our own and our shared spiritual journeys. Centered, deeply centered. They're going to move the script for me in a minute. I know they are. Oh, thank you. Because I can make things up, and that could be dangerous. We are here to support each other on our own and our shared spiritual journeys, centered in love, compassion, curiosity, courage, and joy. I am especially happy to welcome first-time and returning visitors. If you are a visitor, we hope that you will find our community eager to welcome you and respectful of the path that has brought you here this morning. Anyone wearing a beautiful handmade floral stole is glad to answer any of your questions you may have. There is information in the pew folders, you see them in front of you, and at the visitors table for you to take. For our online participants, it would be wonderful. Okay, it's working now. It would be wonderful if you could introduce yourself on the chat so that we know that you are with us. Our church buildings are located on traditional homelands of the Pennacook Abenaki people, past and present. We acknowledge and we honor with gratitude this land and the people who have stewarded for generations. For a complete listing of church events and news, please check out our weekly e-bulletin or a copy of Parish Notes, our monthly newsletter. Here are a few highlights. Our offering right after the service includes: immediately after the service, join us for social time in Fellowship Hall. At 11:45, instead of a sermon dialogue today, Louise Spencer, co-founder of the Kent Street Coalition, will present and discuss voting rights and countering voter suppression in the parlor and on Zoom. All-age kids are welcome to stay in our Rainbow Room nursery. Tuesday's welcome table is canceled this week as our cook, Michael, will not yet be available, not yet back from his service trip. Next Sunday after the service is the Egg Hunt Extravaganza for all ages. Look forward to that. Sign-ups for the mystery match are open until tomorrow outside the LFE office. If you need to hear more about that, come talk to us. And a reminder, please label your checks. It's that confusing time of the year when we do pledging for what's coming up in August, and some people are prepaying their pledges. Oh, isn't that nice? Prepaying their pledges for the year 26-27, which starts on August 1st. Just to be clear, what time does it start? Marvelous, thank you. And others are finishing up their 25-26 pledge. And please make sure that you put the pledge year on the memo line so that it can be applied to the proper year. And if you don't put a year on it, then we will assume that it applies to this current year. And if you overpay, thank you so much. The drawing for the early bird pledging, is that what we called it, Lorraine? Early bird pledging? Early bird pledging, those who completed a pledge or an increase by March 22nd, we have a drawing, and that will be done right after service during social time. And then see the e-bulletin for information on the last chance auction items for the skating party and the board dinner. Each week we light our chalice to set this time apart and to mark it as sacred. If you are home and you have a candle or chalice ready, I invite you to light it now as Mark lights our chalice in the sanctuary. You're not Mark, you're Dave. It says Mark. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision. Rise up, O flame, rise up, O flame, Love is at the center of our UU values, and love is the driving force behind our village that we are building. The words to our introit are, I believe in the power of giving. I believe in the power of change. I believe in the power of differences. I believe in love. Love is at the center. I believe those words speak volumes. Please welcome our pickup choir.
I believe in the power of giving. I believe in the power of change. I believe in the power of differences. I believe in love. Love is at the center. At the center there is love. Love is at the center. At the center there is love.
I believe in the power of justice. I believe in the power of fairness. I believe in the weather of life. I believe in love.
Love is at the center. At the center there is love. Love is at the center. At the center there is love. Love is at the center. At the center there is love. Love is at the center. At the center there is love. At the center there is love.
Please repeat after me. It is a blessing to be.
It is a blessing to be.
It is a blessing to be here.
It is a blessing to be here.
It is a blessing to be here now.
It is a blessing to be here now.
It is a blessing to be here now together.
It is a blessing to be here now together.
As stewardship chair, I believe that I should take every opportunity to get in front of you for our pledge drive. So why not? We're doing well with over 60% of our goal for the fiscal year that starts in what month? August. They've been listening. Good. However, I've heard from a few of you that the pledge and those funny little COLA cards, cost of living adjustment cards, are a little confusing. Bevan, that's your cue. There they are. Simply put, if we don't make our full budget number, which includes a COLA, then these cards will dictate what the staff will receive for that COLA. Now, if you don't like the number that's on the card, scratch it out and put another number in. And then see me later, or Lorraine later, for more discussion if you need it. Thank you. We all know that it takes people at every giving level to sustain and grow our budget, to support our workings, our faith, and our village. If you haven't made your pledge or adjusted your pledge for the next fiscal year starting in August, please do so as soon as possible. Today, I now return to the regularly scheduled topic. There is an old story, older than any scripture, older than any palm branch waved in celebration, about a village built in a circle. No one remembers who first decided it should be shaped that way. Some say it was practical. A circle is easy to defend. Others say it was symbolic. A circle has no edges where somebody can be pushed out. But the elders of the village say the real reason is simpler. They say the first builders wanted to make sure that no matter where you stood, you could always see the center. And in the center, they placed not a temple, not a throne, not a marketplace, but a well. A well is a humble thing. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't proclaim truth. It doesn't ask for loyalty. It simply gives water, quietly, steadily, generously. And so the village people around this well, the village people grew around this well, and the people learned to measure their days by how often they returned to it. They came for water, yes, but they also came for news, for comfort, for laughter, for the simple reassurance of being among others. The well became the place where people remembered that they belonged to one another. Today, the Christian faith tradition observes Palm Sunday. The story of a village that I'm telling you is the story that I think of on Palm Sunday. That's because Palm Sunday is also told as a story of a triumphant entry parade, a moment of celebration before the shadows of the week ahead. But beneath the palms and the cheering crowd is something quieter, something more enduring, a vision of a community gathered around a center that is not power, not fear, not hierarchy, but love. The teacher who entered Jerusalem that day did not come on a war horse. He came on a borrowed donkey. He did not come with soldiers. He came with friends. He did not come to seize a throne. He came to show what it looks like when love is the organizing principle of a life. And maybe that's why the crowds laid down their cloaks and branches. Not because they believed he would overthrow an emperor, but because for a moment they glimpsed what it would feel like to live in a village with love at the center. So I want you to imagine such a village, a place where the measure of success is not how much you accumulate, but how deeply you are connected. A place where the vulnerable are not hidden away, but held close. A place where the question, who is my neighbor, is answered very simply, whoever needs you. A place where the well in the center never runs dry, because everyone takes responsibility for keeping it full. In such a village, love is not a feeling, but a practice. It is the practice of showing up, of listening, of forgiving, of making room, of choosing curiosity over judgment, compassion over certainty, relationship over being right. And like any practice, it is imperfect. Some days the well is crowded and noisy. Some days someone draws more water than they should. Some days people forget to greet one another. Some days the bucket slips and splashes. But the village keeps returning to the center again and again, because that is what keeps the community alive. Palm Sunday invites us to imagine ourselves as villagers, not spectators at a parade, not consumers of a story, but people who choose deliberately and courageously to build our lives around hope. Not hope as a sentiment, hope and love as a structure. Not love as an ornament, but love as foundation. Not love as a private emotion, but love as a public ethic. A love that welcomes the stranger. A love that lifts up the weary. A love that refuses to let fear have the final word. A love that insists that every person, every single one, is worthy of water from that well. And here is the beautiful, challenging truth. A village with love at the center is not a place that we find. It's a place that we build. With our choices, with our courage, with our willingness to return to the well again and again, even when the world feels dry. Palm Sunday is not a story about a journey into a city. It is a reminder that we, too, are builders of circles. We, too, are shapers of community. We, too, can choose what sits at the center of our shared life. May we choose love. May we practice love. May we build a village where love is not an aspiration, but a daily act. May we have our hearts in a holy place, and may the well at the center, our shared humanity, our shared hope, never run dry. Now please rise in body or spirit as we sing hymn number 1008 in our teal hymnal, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. Please be seated. I now invite all the young and young at heart, those without arthritis, it's too bad. Please come forward to have Bevan lead our time for all ages. It's working. Oh, this is wonderful. The non-arthritic folks are sitting down here on the floor. I had fun practicing this story last night. I think I kept my grandsons up with a couple of the sound effects, though. I want us all to practice two things. Okay, are you ready? Now, you think you're the only ones involved, right? Can everybody hear me? Yeah. Okay, good. I want everybody to practice two things. There's two characters in this story. There's a mouse. Can you make a little mouse? Oh, try it again. And then there's a lion. Now we're going to do a big, deep roar. You ready? Roar! That we get a lot of lions in here. Oh, that goes to the heart of the UU tradition, doesn't it? This story you probably have heard. It's one of Aesop's fables. Who knows Aesop's fables? Yeah? And they're stories that are worth telling over and over again. They're simple little stories, but they have a moral message or something that we can take away and think about. And I don't think that they should be put on a shelf. They should be pulled out periodically so we can think about them, because they're simple and they're easy. And I love the fact that Aesop, way back in the 6th century, used animal characters. Yeah. And they were always in this forest, and sometimes that's kind of what we feel like in our society, like we're always in a forest. So it's a story and it's a lesson that we should talk about over and over again. So here we go. Before I tell you about the story and you do your sound effects, I want you to think about making decisions, because that's what the theme of this particular fable is about. That often our answers don't come to us louding and screaming at us, do they? Do this, take that job, move that place, give the church all your money. No. Did I say that out loud? No. The steward chair is sitting here. I have to honor him. But sometimes they're deep within. The answers that we have, they're quietly inside of us. And it's difficult to sometimes listen for them. And also have the courage to listen to that inner voice that we all have. So what we really have to do is pay close attention to the wisdom that is in us and that is coming towards us and is in this story. Now, you ready for the lion? Do you know how to make lion paws? Have big muscles. I don't see the muscles. He's strong. He's the king of the jungle, right? Well, he's sleeping. And all of a sudden, a timid little mouse, looking for some food in the forest,
unexpectedly comes across and finds the lion. But in her fright and her haste, what does she do? She ran right over the lion's nose. Oh, she rose him from his nap, and the lion laid his big paw right on top of her. He was so angry he was going to kill her. And the little mouse said, "Spare me. Please let me go. Someday, surely I'll repay you." The lion was much amused to think that a little tiny little mouse could ever help him. But he was feeling generous, and he finally let the mouse go. Well, as time goes by, the lion was out stalking his prey. You know how he does that. He walks through the jungle, looking all around for something to eat, something to jump on. Because what? He's the king of the jungle. But what happened? The lion was caught up in the toils of a hunter's net, and he was pulled way up into the air, hanging from a tree. And he let out his biggest, ready, roar. Roar! And the little mouse stopped and said, "I know that voice. I know that voice. I just know I know it." And he ran over where the lion was struggling in the net. The little mouse ran all the way up to the top of the tree and started to chew on the ropes that bound the lion. She gnawed them until they were parted, and the lion was free on the ground. And then the little mouse said, "You laughed when I said I would repay you. Now you see, even a little mouse like me can help a big lion like you." So did you like that story? Okay. You're never going to have this chance for a long time again. So let's do the lion's roar one more time. Ready? Ready? Roar! All right. I think we should put it in part of our worship. Order of work. I've got to pay attention. Okay. What I like about the story is it's about the wisdom inside. You know, the little mouse had that inner wisdom, didn't he? And he wanted to, he was frightened, but he also knew he had gifts. And he paid attention to that. And what it also tells us is that when we pay attention, and we open a door to be a source of help whenever we can. And not to let our fear or our, anxiety stop us. So I wanted to ask you some questions. In the story, the lion doubted the little mouse. True or false? What? Okay. Have you ever doubted your inner voice? Yeah. Have you ever had the feeling inside that told you to be kind or brave, even when it didn't even make any sense? Yeah. I've been there. And what does this story teach us about paying attention to voices we might overlook, including our own voice? What does the story tell us? All right, you wise elders, this is your moment. Trust, believe, have faith. Believe in that little voice, even if you're frightened, even if it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That voice will guide you. And this is what our community is about, I believe, paying attention and listening to our inner voices as we create the beloved community that we have here, create the village as we go forward. Okay, I don't know if we're singing anybody out, because I think everyone's staying. We can still sing it.
We're going to sing our children's blessing along with all the movements that embody its message.
Yes.
And after we sing it through once, you can all return to your seats.
Are you ready?
We now turn to the joys and sorrows we carry individually and as a community. Will you take a breath with me? As we surrender to this moment, let us notice our body resting, grounded, supported by the earth. As the piano begins to play, you are invited to come forward, to light a candle or place a stone at the table to your right, or add a note to the Holding Our Grief wheel. And if you wish, come to the microphone, tell us your name, and share briefly from your heart so the congregation can hold you in love.
I'm Brenda Wilbert, and I have a kind of a sadness, but also a nice joy. The sadness is I've been dealing with this lung issue for about 3 or 4 months, which has made it difficult to get around as much, to try to stay healthy. But the joy is that Kimball Jenkins, I'm going to have my own solo art show there for 5 weeks starting this Friday, and there's going to be a public opening to a public reception on the 12th, and there's a lot of events I'm going to be doing, even an artist talk. So I feel like at 74, my career is taking off. So I'm really feeling very happy about that.
So I'm incredibly grateful that my entire house got cleaned by a cleaning crew yesterday. And my sorrow would be that my boyfriend has been receiving medical care for over 4 months. I miss him very much.
Rick Mitchell, lighting a candle of healing for my friend Paul, who Heather also knows, recovering slowly from kidney transplant.
I now ask to light 2 more candles, one on behalf of the horrific conflicts in the Middle East, and one on behalf of those who are not with us today or who chose to remain seated. Whether your joys or sorrows have been named or remain in the silence of your heart, know you are not alone. May we hold our earth in our hearts with joy in her nature, in awe of her majesty, power, and resilience, taking responsibility for the hurts we have caused her. Will you take another breath with me? Now please join me as we sing our musical meditation, filled with loving kindness. Please add your harmonies as your heart desires. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be loved. May I be filled with loving kindness. May This whole month has been about building a village, our village. And in the village that we're building here, it can take an effort to build that village in such a manner so that it's a home for all. And it can be a mystery knowing how to make that village work for all. Today's reading from the UUA's Lifting Our Voices book by Gordon McKeeman explores that very question. He writes, how does one address a mystery? He says cautiously. Let us go cautiously then to the end of our certainty, to the boundary of all we know, to the rim of uncertainty, to the perimeter of the unknown which surrounds us. So how does one address a mystery? He says reverently, let us go with a sense of awe, a feeling of approaching the powerful holy whose lightning slashes the sky, whose persistence splits concrete with green sprouts, whose miracles are present in every place and moment. How does one address a mystery, he says? Hopefully, out of our need for wholeness in our own lives, the reconciliation of mind and heart, the conjuncture of reason and passion, the intersection of the timeless with time. How does one address a mystery? He says quietly. For no words will explain the inarticulate or summon the presence that is always present, even in our absence. He says, but what shall I say? Anything, any anger, any hope, any fear, any joy, any request, any word that comes from the depth of being addressed to being itself. Or perhaps nothing. No complaint, no request, no entreaty, no thanksgiving, no praise, no blame, no pretense of knowing or of not knowing. He writes, simply be in the intimate presence of mystery, unashamed, unadored, unafraid. And at the end, say, Amen. No, really, at the end, say, Amen. Thank you. As the stewardship chair, yes, I'm doing that again, I have a strong hope that we meet our budget numbers, but I also have tremendous hope that we continue to build a village for all. So please hold my hope in your hearts as we hear our pickup choir once again with Hold My Hope. There is a story many of you have heard before. It tells of an elder who says to a child, "Inside each of us are two wolves. One is anger, envy, fear, resentment. The other is love, generosity, hope, compassion. And they are always fighting." The child asks, "Which one wins?" The elder replies simply, "The one you feed." Whether this story is ancient or more recently shaped, it has endured because it names something deeply true about humans. We feel the pull of both wolves. We know the heat of anger and the ache of fear. We also know the warmth of love and the quiet strength of hope. But here is what I want us to consider this morning. What if feeding the wolf is really about attention? The wolf you feed is the wolf you pay attention to. We live in an age where attention has become currency. Corporations compete for us, news cycles accelerate it to capture it, and social media algorithms are designed to provoke it. Our attention is constantly being pulled toward outrage, toward comparison, toward anxiety, toward fear. And here's the spiritual truth. Attention is not passive. Attention shapes us. Neuroscientists tell us that the pathways are that we repeatedly activate become stronger. Neurons that fire together wire together. If we rehearse resentment, resentment becomes more accessible. If we replay fear, fear becomes familiar. But if we practice gratitude, gratitude becomes easier to reach. We become what we consistently attend to. The wolf grows muscle where attention flows. And on a personal level, this is obvious once we notice it. Think of a time when you could not stop replaying something in your mind, something that hurt you, a conversation, an insult, a mistake. You went over it, and each replay deepened the groove. Each retelling strengthened the wolf of resentment. Now, think of a time you intentionally paid attention to something beautiful. A sunset, a piece of music, the sound of someone you love laughing. Notice what happened inside you. Something softened, something opened. It's the same heart, the same mind. It's a different wolf. We become what we give our attention to. And that is not only an individual truth, it is a village truth. No one feeds the wolves alone. We feed them together. A village is shaped by what it collectively attends to. If a community pays constant attention to scarcity, there is not enough, it becomes anxious. If it attends to conflict, who is wrong, it becomes brittle. It attempts to decline. We used to be. It becomes nostalgic and fearful. But if a village pays attention to possibilities, who are we becoming? Something else grows. If it pays attention to generosity, what can we give? Then abundance grows. If it attends to love, not sentimentality, but covenantal love, courage grows. We are not just individuals feeding private wolves. We are a community feeding a shared spirit. What wolf are we feeding together? When we gather for worship, what are we practicing paying attention to? And when we sit in meetings, what stories are we strengthening? When we talk about the future, which wolf are we nourishing? I believe that Unitarian Universalist at its best is a tradition of intentional attention. Amongst our values, we affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person. That means we train ourselves to notice it, especially when it is difficult to see. Our values call for us to affirm justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. That means we refuse to look away from harm but we also refuse to let outrage be the only thing we cultivate. We affirm interdependence. That means we pay attention to how our lives are bound up with one another and with the earth. Our values are not just beliefs, they are disciplines of attention. And discipline matters because our wider culture is very clear about which wolf it wants us to feed. Outrage is profitable, fear is clickable, division is engaging. The wolf of alarm is fed constantly. But to feed love, real love, requires intention. It requires paying attention to joy when cynicism feels easier. It requires noticing kindness when cruelty is louder. It requires sustained focus on justice, not just flashes of anger. Feeding the wolf of love does not mean ignoring suffering. It means attending to suffering with compassion and contempt instead of contempt. It means letting grief deepen our commitment instead of shrinking our hearts. Now, there's another layer to the story that feels more important in a village concept. What if the wolves are not enemies to be destroyed, but energies to be directed? Anger can become courage. Fear can become vigilance. Passion can become purpose. The question is not whether we have fierce wolves inside us. The question is, who is guiding them? What story is shaping them? What are we choosing to amplify? We should again recognize that today is Palm Sunday. And the gospel story is told by Matthew. Jesus enters Jerusalem riding a donkey. A crowd lined the road, waving branches, shouting hope into the air. For a moment, love and possibility were loud. But within days, the mood shifted. Fear crept in, expectations hardened, and the same village that shouted Hosanna found itself swept into violence with the shout of crucify. Palm Sunday is not just a story about ancient Jerusalem. It is a story about a village that fed the wolf of hope for a moment and then fed the wolf of fear. It wasn't different people. It was the same people. It wasn't a different village. It was the same village. It's a story about how quickly attention turns and how urgently we must choose what we feed together. In a village with love at the center, we are not naive about the wolves. We simply choose together which ones we strengthen. We practice noticing generosity. We say it out loud. We practice naming hope. We celebrate it. We practice gratitude. We ritualize it. Because whatever holds our steady attention will eventually claim our hearts. Now I offer 4 gentle practices. First, an attention check. At the end of the day, ask yourself, what did I feed today? Not with judgment, but with curiosity. Where did my mind dwell? What story did I rehearse? Second, deliberate noticing. Each day, name 3 life-giving things. They don't have to be fancy. They don't have to be grand. It could be the way the light fell across the floor, or a kind word, or a moment of stillness. Third, communal attention. In this village, speak aloud what is going right. Tell stories of courage and kindness. We strengthen what we name. And fourth, boundaries. Be mindful of what media you consume and how often. Staying informed is important. Staying inflamed is optional. Let me repeat that. Staying inflamed is optional. Attention is guidance. Attention is finite. Spend it wisely. The elder in the wolf story says the wolf that wins is the one you feed. But perhaps in a village, the story continues. Perhaps the wolf that thrives is the one we feed together. Perhaps the spirit that defines us as a congregation, as a community, is simply the accumulated result of what we have chosen to notice, to rehearse, to honor. If we pay attention to fear, fear will define us. If we pay attention to love, steady, stubborn, covenantal love, love will grow strong among us. So I invite us this week to pay attention. Notice what captures you. Notice what shapes you. Notice what you are becoming. In here, in this village, may we choose carefully what we feed. May we feed what makes us more spacious, more courageous, more compassionate. May we feed the wolf of love deliberately, repeatedly, together. May it be so. Amen and Ashe. Thank you for your generous support of last week's outreach offering to support UU Action New Hampshire. Today's community plate will support the Northeast Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services, who provide referrals or interpreters and other communication services, helps people with hearing aids and other assistive technology, and offers American Sign Language classes, workshops, and trained mobility coaches. The nonprofit is celebrating 25 years of service and advocacy with a free expo on Saturday, April 11th from 1 to 5 p.m. at the Concord Boys and Girls Club at 55 Bradley Street, right here in Concord. All who are deaf, hard of hearing, or care about someone with hearing loss are invited to join the celebration. Our morning offering will now be gratefully received. May we be transformed by our giving. May the world be transformed by our gifts. You know, sometimes we wander away from our village, and then we need to find our way home. We might walk or run, take a train or a plane, drive your car or ride a motorcycle, or sometimes, just sometimes, sail a boat. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 1064, in our teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home. '64. Go out into the world, honor one another, listen with an open heart, feed the wolf of love, stay curious, have courage, be kind, embrace the mystery, welcome awe, and live always the way of love. Please be seated. I now invite you to extinguish your chalice at home as Becky extinguishes our chalice here in the sanctuary. We extinguish this flame, but not the light, the faith that we share, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please join me in singing our unison benediction. If you are comfortable joining hands or elbows, go ahead and reach out. And if not, reach out with your heart to all of us who are worshiping with you, knowing that you are not alone.